Okay, you just recorded right after. It's a perfect timing. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to SUMO community meeting. It's 15th of July 2020. And today we have a new guest who is Jessica Cook, who will talk about the onboarding design, the new onboarding design, which is like really cool. I have posted the announcement on Monday. So I hope some of you have already had a chance to take a look at the design. But firstly, let me go through some shout outs. I put few names there already. Contributors of the week. I put Yumama and Paul for the feedbacks that they gave to us for the new onboarding design. I think that's very much appreciated. And also for Fabio, who is a new contributor. He's been asking lots of questions and taking the Get Started course, which is very awesome. So welcome, Fabio, in the community. So yeah, I think we can there's also another cool community news of the week. I see that Dani has added this part. This is about the SUMO Life Helper add-on. If you recall, this is an add-on that you can use to update or get update about Firefox forum questions, like not only Firefox but other products as well. So they released a new version of the extension, which includes some notable changes. Which is the first is they add ability to track unanswered question from multiple languages at the same time, as well as add Firefox preview to the product list. So yeah, thank you so much, Dani and friends who's been doing this. I think this has been started first by Jonatas, I think in the past, and now it involves a lot of people, which very exciting. And I think this is very cool to see a lot of people are collaborating for this thing. So thank you so much for everyone who's involved in this add-on. Cool. So our next topic is about the new onboarding design. And with that, I will give the room to Jessica. This room is yours.
Oh, okay, great. Hi, everyone. I believe I've met a few of you via Slack and probably, through feedback loops in other channels. But thanks for having me today. I'm going to do a high-level overview of the prototype that we created of the new onboarding designs. And I'll just reiterate, thank you so much for all the feedback. It's super helpful, and we're collecting all of it and reviewing it, and it's very exciting to hear what everyone has to say. So let me share my screen and get started. Great. So the first focus of the redesign here is with the contribute page. Currently the volunteer page. And as you can see, we've rearranged some content and we've also redesigned a lot of content. We really wanted to bring, as a visual note, a lot of these pages closer to the Mozilla brand, as well as closer to the redesign of the actual SUMO site. So here you'll see you can pick a way to contribute, and each of these, they're buttons, and they will have a hover state, which is not built into the prototype, but when it's live, they will each have a hover state here. So when you roll over them, you'll actually be able to see, oh, this is something I can click on. And each of these go to the individual contribution areas that we have listed here. The next thing we have is new, which is our big become a contributor registration component, as we're calling it. And then underneath that, we have an area now to promote Ask the Community. If you're looking for help, we're bringing a little bit more clarity to that than what was previously there. And then at the bottom of the page, you'll have our About section as well. So with this prototype, the user is not yet a contributor, right? We're logged in, but we're not a contributor. So that's why we're seeing this module right now. And then you hit join now. You'll get this confirmation message that just, we wanted to put this here to make sure that users are consciously making this decision. So we're saying you're about to register as a contributor, are you sure? And then even here, we're putting in an option where if no, they're not sure and they need help with the product, that button will bring them directly to the AAQ flow. So in this case, we're saying, yes, I would like to join. Awesome, great. And we start putting you through the registration flow. So, and then what happens in the back end is once you've said yes, backend is going to then add you to the contributor group. And so you're automatically registered. And now we're giving you this introduction that's a bit focused so you know how to get started. We have a couple links here that we're including, and each of these slides will have a couple links. And the links will open in a new tab, so they won't take you away completely if you do decide to click on them. And then the next one we have is a focused slide on the community guidelines. We also are making sure that we put in some indicators here you can go back at any time if you missed something in the first slide, the introductory slide, and so forth. We have a link to the participation guidelines, and we're also letting you know that there's 4 steps. So that's one thing I want to note is, yes, we are aware that this is a non-closable, dismissible experience, and that's exactly what is intended. But we're hoping that everyone sees it's not that short, and we just really want to give you a quick tutorial, I guess you could say, before you start getting started contributing. So then when you keep moving forward, the third slide is your contribution status. So this just means that we're adding some new features or indicators, I should say, into your profile, meaning we'll have this new registered as contributor piece, and you'll see this when you go to view your profile. And this will also, in the future, with future work, extend upon building out more of contributor profiles and kind of hinting towards the work that, hopefully will come in the future with that. And also the terminology contributor status, that kind of leans in on, again, a lot of the future work that Kiki and Julia have been working on. That is really cool, and we wanted to kind of give that new highlight. And this also will apply to profiles. So your like profile widget that appears in the forums and the threads. Like right now we have a little tag for moderators and so on and so forth. This will also apply there as well in the future. So the last step is that you're all set now. And so you can get started by exploring any of the individual contribution areas below. We're giving a link here to the short course on Teachable, so you can learn how to contribute. And we're also just making sure to follow up with a reminder via email that, go check the email that you automatically got when you registered, because all this information is also going to be there too. So that being said, there's 3 different exit points from this screen here. You can hit done, you can close the module, or you could, like I said, hit any of these individual contribution areas. For sake of example, I'm going to show, I want to contribute to the forums. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to bring me directly to the individual contribution page for the forums. And you'll see different ways of how to get started, a breakdown here, which these are also buttons. So again, with the rollover state, not in this prototype, but when it's live, you'll have a hover state here, a big box that'll go around these. Each section will link out to these individual content areas that you're seeing. You notice we also changed the page a bit. We get rid of that join the community module that you were seeing before, and we replace it with contributor resources. So now that you've registered, we actually are giving you content that's related to you and where you're at, not just, recycling the same pages. So that's pretty cool. And then at the bottom, we also link out to the other ways you can contribute as well, and asking for help. And for sake of example 2, let me go back one. Say you didn't click an individual contribution area and you wanted to just say, I'm done, or say you want to just have a more general experience, that's totally fine. You say done, but the context of the page that you came from, the contribute page, will switch. So now that you're registered, again, the content changes because of the context switch, and you now see the contributor resources, and we're also providing some featured community discussions, so pinned discussions from those threads. And we also changed the copy a little bit, so it's saying welcome, and it's more around getting started rather than joining, now that you're already a contributor. So yes, I probably went a mile a minute, but at a high level, that is the new experience. I think Kiki and Julia, you'd like me to show how to make a comment in Miro?
Yeah, that would be great, I think.
Or we can
some
pause
people probably,
or questions as well.
yeah. Yeah, sure. So anybody has questions so far for Jess? Go ahead, Full.
Hi. Yeah, just one question. I've already provided some feedback, and off the back of this presentation, thank you very much for it. I think I'll revisit some of that feedback and provide a bit more detail. But I did have one question about the initial screen that you had up on. So not the one that you're currently showing, but the initial landing screen. That's the one. The Become a Contributor journey is clearly labeled Become a Contributor, but what would happen if somebody selected one of the pick a way to contribute options? Would they go through that same flow or a similar flow?
They would go through the same exact flow, but the context would be different. So sorry if I cut you off there, but what I just did, right? So if you click one of these, so for example, if you click the forum, each one of these contribute pages, if you're not a contributor already, we're going to show that same module there as well. So whether you came to the contribute page and say you didn't join from here, but you wanted to join from one of the contribution areas, that's totally possible. We're going to provide the same experience from here as well. I'm not certain. Oh, I do have it linked. Okay, great. When I was setting up the prototype, I wasn't sure if I had this use case linked as well, but I do. So yes, it would be the same experience, but at the end you would actually get, and I wonder if I have it in here. So for sake of just talking over, I don't have it linked. This end screen would change if you come from an individual contribution area. So say you came from the forums, this last slide will focus you on starting out with the forums because that's where you came from.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you.
Anyone else has any other question?
Well, you have plenty of time to still leave a bunch of comments and digest them because I know that I went pretty quickly through the prototype. And with that being said, I'll hop over to Miro and just show quickly how to leave a comment. So I'm going to reshare. Find my Miro window. Okay, here we are. So I am logged in on Miro, so please keep in mind that the experience would be slightly different. I don't know if you get as many tools, and actually maybe Kiki and Julia, you could help me out if you've tested it non-Miro user-wise. But I think you should still be able to come in, and I know you'll be able to come in and view. And then I believe the comments tool will still be on this sidebar here. And all you do is you hit the comment button. So now I'm in comment mode and I can click anywhere. For example, I just left one there and here, sorry. For example, you wanted to leave one on this screen. You say, this is great. And you comment. But what I actually believe will happen for those of you who are not a Miro user and are just a public user, you'll come in and it'll ask you you can give yourself a pseudo username. And then you say you don't want to log in or anything. If you don't, it's totally fine. And you just go forward, and under that pseudo username, you'll leave a comment. And I believe, yes, we already have some comments here on the side. So for us, we'll be able to see all of these. And I believe you can still see other community member comments as well, even if you are just a public user. But it's super easy. You can change the color. Oh, I'm sorry. You can change the color of your sticky if you so choose. And you can also tag, you could tag me if you wanted as well. Like, so if you wanted to say like at Jessica Cook, if you have a question, that'll directly go to my inbox as a notification too. So that is also an option.
Just to add the detail, you can tag Jess only if you log in into Miro, if you make an account. If not, no, but you can just like add Jess. And we're gonna look into the comments anyways, but yeah, you can leave comments pretty freely in the Miro board. Or you can ask question if there's something not clear or if it's not working. It's pretty heavy to open, so I know that some laptops or like could be could have a little bit of fatigue opening the file, but it's pretty easy to navigate once it's loaded. So
yeah. Also, we have a few questions on the thread. So if you go to the thread on the contributor forum, you will see like some questions there. You could also leave comments in the thread if you prefer to do that. Instead of on the Miro board, we're going to gather the feedbacks from all of the places to Jess, so she will take action upon that. Sorry, Jess, you want to say something, I guess?
No. Yes, I was just going to say yes, we'll be looking at everything. And I was even going to say on Slack as well. I know we've been posting in the community channel, so feel free to also questions, just comment in a thread there as well.
Cool. Yeah, I'm cautious of time. We have,
I have a
8
question.
minutes left. Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Chris.
Do we have any metrics on how people arrive at this page? From where are they arriving from?
In terms of metrics, I suppose we can get the data from Google Analytics, right, Patrick? We have Google Analytics for that. But actually, at this point, we don't do some investigation on that, but that's a really good point. I think we can like nudge the platform team and like look at the data from there. That's a really good point. Yeah, I think I need to write it down. Coolios. Cool. Right, we have a few other topics, but I'd like to thanks Jess for coming into this call. I guess like this not gonna be your last present here. So yeah, looking forward for like more stuff that like you will like present in the future. So yeah, thank you for joining us today. Cool. Next one, we have another announcement about what we call as a social support bootcamp, which is something new that we are going to try. It's basically like a training session for like a 2 weeks training session where we will pair a mentor and mentee for like 2 weeks so they can go through like some like content training and they could consult to their mentor as well. This is basically something that we would like to try based on the buddy system in the past. But yeah, we want to like experiment first with the social support program and see if we can, expand it to other contribution area as well. But right now we're currently looking for mentors. So if you are going to be available at 10 until 21st of August, that's the training session is going to be. You are more than welcome to join us as a mentor. There are like the requirement to be a mentor is all in the form. Basically, you can like we open this opportunity to everyone who like probably in the past has experience on Firefox help hashtag, or if you have access to Code for Social, which basically means that you've been contributed in the past. And we will also have the mentor training or like mentor call before the actual training. So we will provide all the content and documentation and materials for the training. And yeah, you will need to like just assist the mentees during the program, and we'll be working closely as well during the training period. And yeah, I know that this is like summer, where everyone is probably have already something scheduled. But if you're available and you're interested on this, just fill out the application form, and we'll follow up with more information. And with that, I will move on to the next update, which is the Mozilla VPN. I guess Roland is here, so I can over the mic to Roland.
Thanks. Yeah, we are in the process of releasing Mozilla VPN. We have a little glitch in the, or I don't know what you would call it, with Android approval, but hopefully that'll get resolved soon. And basically it's just a rebrand to Mozilla VPN from Firefox Private Network. And this is the second week. We just finished the second week of the Firefox 78 release cycle. I don't think there were any outstanding issues, but if there are, please post them in the thread. I think that's it for the product updates.
Yeah, just a note, the Mozilla VPN is going to be the new change, the new name for FPN device level protection. So the browser level protection is going to be the same for now. But yeah, the Windows, iOS, and Android version will be called VPN from now on, which is, I think it's more straightforward. So, and it's simpler to call Mozilla VPN instead of like browser or like device level protection. So I guess it's a cool and great change. Cool. 3 minutes left, and we have another point about the support forum. But I guess I'll just like going to keep this short. I just want to remind people to like take a look at the forum rules and guidelines, especially like for a thread that's already been solved or like you know, like has been tackled, but for like other people who come to the thread who's already been solved, let's, you know, like suggest those people to create a new thread instead of using the same one, because one is that we track the number of cases per release. So if there's you know, if there's new case about something that you know, we will forward the information to the product team. So it's great that the actual number of forum question is like reflect the real situation in the forum. So yeah, I just want to remind everyone to like you know, like use the like use the forum rule, like abide to the rule on the forum, and yeah, because the, you know, the rules are made for reasons. So yeah, cool. With that, I think the last part about social support is the same. So I don't know if Julie, if you have any other stuff that you'd like to talk about.
Just a heads up on the fact that last week has been brought to my attention once again, and I thank a lot Ruben for that. On the fact that the strings were not being pulled from Pontoon to the forum, so the forum was not being translated and not updated with the new strings. So what has been done, like it has been, I've been raised the problem again with Tazos. And the strings were fixed, so now we don't have like any broken strings anymore. So you can see like the forum has been localized again, and we are right now talking about a system that could reach out to the people that are localizing on Pontoon when it's not working. So they know, and they don't wonder why their translation is not being uploaded. And that could basically probably leverage a system of newsletter that was already working on Pontoon, but we are still we're working at the moment with paying to understand if we can use that newsletter. If not, me and Leo, we are already talking about fixing it in another way. So you're gonna hear about that really soon when we have some answers. But yeah, just wanted to add that. I will add it also to the agenda for the people that will read it later or tomorrow.
Yeah. So thanks, Julia. I see that people have been asking about that as well in like metrics and basically everywhere. So yeah, I know we're over time for a minute. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming into today's call, and see you in 2 weeks from now.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good evening. Thanks, Jazz. Thanks,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Thanks very much. Take
Bye,
care.
everyone.